Hi, before I begin this video, I just wanted to thank you all for almost 100 subscribers. Without further ado, let's get into the video! The PS4 released in 2013, it alongside its competitor, the Xbox One, which it outsold by a bit, is the 5th best-selling video game console ever. But with it being on store shelves for 12 years and its successor being out for almost 5 years now, is it still worth buying a PS4? And which one at what price? All of these questions will be answered in this video, so stay tuned. So starting off, what are reasons to buy a PS4 today? First up would be the huge lineup of games, not just the third-party ones, but also exclusive that you can't play anywhere else. Okay, at least not on any other console. Stop. While the PS4 catalog can be played on PS5 and some games have been ported from the PS3 twice, it's still a decent catalog with games like God of War, Spider-Man, Horizon Zero Dawn, Gran Turismo and more. And if we're talking about consoles, some third-party games are exclusive on PlayStation 4 and 5. Like Genshin Impact, which is apparently isn't being released on the Xbox due to the low popularity of the Xbox in Japan, but for some reason it's on Xbox Series X and S via Xbox Game Cloud, so it isn't running natively on the Xbox? What? And why isn't Genshin Impact on the Switch? Well, let's just say the Switch tried. Yeah, it couldn't handle it. Another reason to buy a PS4 is that they are dirt cheap as of 2025. You can get an original PS4 with controller for 80 euros. Or if you look elsewhere other than eBay on something like a flea market, maybe you can find a way better deal. Or if you find a PS4 nearby, you can just pick it up in person. Just hop in the car. Another reason why you should get a PS4 is that the PS4 still supports multiplayer and is still receiving games, and the online storefront, the PlayStation Store, is still online and you can still buy digital games and DLCs. But at the same price, what is its competition? First up, the Xbox One and its revision, the Xbox One S and the Xbox One X. Might be a tempting purchase at the same price point due to the Xbox being more powerful or as powerful compared to the PS4. And the way better controller, which is, there's no defense for the PlayStation 4, the DualShock 4 is a fine feeling controller when it works. That's the thing, when it works. I had 3 PS4 controllers in the span of 6 years, 2 of those had drift and 1 had a broken battery and charging port. On my Xbox controller, which I had for 4 years straight, still looks like new aside from some minor stickwear. Anyway, back to the comparisons between the consoles. A reason for the PS4 would be the kinda free multiplayer games like Fortnite or Genshin Impact. Those don't require the use of PlayStation Plus, the subscription you need to play online on PS4 and PS5 consoles. On the Xbox you need Xbox Live for all multiplayer, which is a little inconvenient for someone on a tight budget. Small edit, it used to be true for free-to-play games, you had to pay as well, but as of April 2021 you don't have to anymore, so that's one reason less. With the PS4 you also get the before mentioned exclusive, which there are way more of on the PlayStation compared to the Xbox. The Switch Lite is a questionable choice to be a replacement for the PS4. Don't get me wrong, this is not a bad console. The Switch Lite has just a different philosophy compared to the PS4. The PS4 is designed to be a powerful home console, and the Switch Lite is a weak, in terms of performance, budget handheld console, and it can't keep up with the power of the PS4 in most titles like Fortnite. This is just one of those before and after pictures, right? a Wii U. It has lower performance than the PS4, it has less storage than the PS4, it's not being supported anymore, I have seen fridges more powerful than this console, not that many games are on it. But one redeeming factor would be the free multiplayer, until it shut down. A Xbox Series S? Now this is getting interesting. The only next-gen console for under 200 euros. And in my opinion a steal. I mean, you get the most powerful console on this list for a bit more than the PS4 Pro. It is also the newest, so you can expect plenty of years of software support, while the PS4 is already on its decline. Although it's not all sunshine and rainbows. For 170 you get 512 gigs of SSD storage, whereas the PS4 Pro has 1TB of hard drive storage, which is way slower than the Xbox Series S. So it is more dependent on what you rather want to have, faster or more storage. I also have to mention that you can equip a PS4 with SSD storage, which in my test didn't yield me that big of performance gains. Another drawback for the Xbox Series S would be that it doesn't have an optical drive, so all the games that you buy have to be from the Microsoft Store. And that is a little inconvenient for someone who wants to save money due to the used prices for most games being lower in physical form. Also, there's no opportunity to watch Blu-rays, but who the hell still watches Blu-rays in 2025? So if you don't want the next big thing, or you don't care about this faster storage and you watch Blu-rays, or honestly you just don't like the Xbox, all of these are valid reasons to stick to the PS4. Otherwise I would recommend you pick the Series S. So now you have decided you want a PS4. There's only one question left. Which PS4 should I get? Well, first up there's the original PS4 from 2013. With 500 gigs of storage, it has only one downside. The fan noise is the loudest out of all PS4 models. Otherwise, a solid model and goes for around 80 euros with controller and 60 without. Results may vary. Next up, released in 2016, the PS4 Slim, which features, as the name implies, a smaller footprint and a quieter fan, and a 1TB storage option. The price for the PS4 Slim is around 60 to 120 euros. Lastly, released alongside the PS4 Slim, the PS4 Pro, which is the most powerful one of them all. And you will definitely notice the improvement in speed. It's the little things like slightly faster loading times and way fewer frame drops and crashes. Not that the PS4 has a lot of crashes. These things are also equipped with 1TB of hard drive storage. They tend to be at 130, 140 euros without a controller, or 150 to 170 with a controller, which is getting dangerously close to the Xbox Series S territory, in which case you shouldn't pay more than a Series S for a decade-old console. So the decision depends on what do you want. The best possible gaming experience with the PS4, or do you want a experience with the PS4? I have a possible help to deciding between all of these, so let's break it down. OG PS4, noisy fan, 500 gigs of storage, slower, 60 to 80 euros. PS4 Slim, quiet fan, 1TB of 500 GB storage, a bit slower than the Pro, 60 to 120 euros. PS4 Pro depends on the revision in terms of fan noise. The early ones are a bit noisy, the later ones are quite quiet. 1TB of storage is standard, some limited editions have 2TB. It is the fastest PS4 ever released and it tends to be at 120 to 170 euros. So the OG and Slim are perfect if you know you want to upgrade to a current gen console, but you want to kill time with the very solid console and you can still resell it for a similar price to what you bought it for. Whereas the PS4 Pro is better for those who want a PS4 and be done with it for a long while. and don't want to upgrade in the foreseeable future, in which the Pro might still have more resale value than the OG and Slim. But remember, there's no wrong way of buying a PS4. You could buy a Pro and upgrade to the PS5 3 days later. It's your decision. So the PS4 is worth it depending on your situation. Do you want to play PlayStation exclusives? Does my budget allow me to buy something better? What will I save by buying a PS4 instead of a Series S in terms of money spent on games? Do I want a PS5? When you answer that you want to play PlayStation exclusive, your budget only allows for PlayStation4 Slim, and I will buy quite a lot of physical games instead of digital, and you won't buy a PS5, then a PS4 is absolutely worth it for you. And so with that, you have reached the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like and please consider subscribing to this channel for more tech content just like this. Thank you again for almost 100 subs. You are just amazing. I will see you all later.